Welcome back to a Chop Stop production film. Today we're going to be talking about the 501st Battalion and everything that goes with it. I mean, everything. So we're going to start with the intro. We're going to briefly discuss the topics that are going to be covered. In part one, we're going to talk about the origin of the 501st Battalion. We're going to talk about the key battles and the reputation for bravery and loyalty. And we're also going to discuss the leadership of Jedi General Anakin Skywalker and Clone Captain Rex. In part two, we're going to talk about the Domino Squad. The Domino Squad was a group of clone troopers who underwent rigorous training together. We're going to discuss the challenges they faced and the eventual success as a unit, and explain how members of the Domino Squad eventually joined the 501st Battalion. Part three, we're going to talk about the transformation of the 501st Battalion from the clone troopers to the stormtroopers. Part 4, we're going to talk about their impact on the Clone Wars. Part 5, we're going to discuss Order 66. Part 6, we're going to talk about the legacy of the 501st Battalion, and then we're going to outro. So let's get into it. Everything Star Wars. In this video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into one of the most elite and revered military units in the Star Wars universe, the 501st Battalion. From their origins as the clone troopers who fought in the Clone Wars to their transformation into the stormtroopers who served the Empire, we'll explore the history, tactics, and achievements of this legendary unit. In this video, we'll also discuss the specific members of the 501st Battalion, such as Rex, Anakin, Ahsoka, Fives, and the Ahsoka clone troopers. Additionally, we'll talk about the impact of Order 66 on the 501st Battalion and their Jedi commanders. So let's dive in. Known as Vader's Fist, it was a clone trooper unit that was created during the Clone Wars, and it was originally led by Jedi General Anakin Skywalker, and later by Clone Captain Rex. The battalion was composed of elite clone troopers who had undergone advanced training and were equipped with the latest weapons and armor. The 501st Battalion was involved in many of the most important battles of the Clone Wars, including the Battle of Christophsis, the Battle of Teth, the Battle of Umbara, and the Battle of Coruscant. They were known for their bravery, skill, and unwavering loyalty to their Jedi commanders. However, as the Clone Wars drew to a close, the 501st Battalion found themselves facing a new enemy, the newly formed Galactic Empire. Under the leadership of Emperor Palpatine and his enforcers, Darth Vader, the clone troopers of the 501st were transformed into the Empire's stormtroopers, and their loyalty was now to the Empire instead of the Jedi. It wasn't just composed of seasoned veterans, it also included a group of new recruits known as the Domino Squad. These clone troopers were put through a rigorous training program together designed to weed out the weak and forge them into an elite unit. Domino Squad faced many challenges during their training, including difficulty with teamwork and facing tough situations. However, through their struggles, they formed strong bonds with each other and learned to work together effectively. Eventually, Domino Squad succeeded in their training and graduated as full-fledged clone troopers. While they were initially assigned to different units, some members eventually joined the 501st Battalion. Notable members of the Domino Squad who joined the 501st include Echo and Fives. The bond formed between Domino Squad during their training would prove to be invaluable once they joined the 501st. Their experience working as a team and relying on each other would serve them well during battles where they had to rely on each other for survival. Domino Squad's success and eventual integration into the 501st Battalion serves as an example of the importance of teamwork and perseverance, even in the face of adversity. It also highlights the close-knit nature of the clone troopers and the bonds they formed with each other. The battalion became known as Vader's Fist and was tasked with enforcing the will of the Empire throughout the galaxy. They were responsible for some of the most heinous acts committed by the Empire, including the massacre of the Jedi Temple and the destruction of the planet Alderaan. However, despite their brutal reputation, there were still some members of the 501st Battalion who remained loyal to the ideals of the Republic and the Jedi. Clone Captain Rex was one such member. He played a key role in helping Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano escape from the clutches of the Empire. Eventually, the 501st Battalion would be disbanded and reformed to the Stormtroopers Corps, but their legacy would live on. Many former members of the 501st would join the Rebel Alliance and fight against the Empire, including Rex, who continued to serve as a leader and mentor to younger soldiers. Overall, the 501st Battalion represents a complex and fascinating chapter in the history of the Star Wars universe, from their origins as clone troopers to their transformations into the Empire's enforcers. They were a key part in some of the most important events in the galaxy. Part 3, Impact on the Clone Wars. So, the 501st Battalion played a significant role in the outcome of the Clone Wars, but their bravery and loyalty leading them to many victories across the Separatist forces. One of their most notable One of their most notable battles was the Battle of Umbara, where the 501st Battalion fought against Separatist forces on a dark and treacherous planet. Despite facing difficult terrain and heavy resistance, the 501st emerged victorious due to their skill and determination. The 501st Battalion also played a key role in the capture of key Separatist leaders, including Wat Tomber and Poggle the Lesser. These captures dealt a significant blow to the Separatist forces and helped turn the tide of war in favor of the Republic. Oh my god. In addition to their successes on the battlefield, the 501st Battalion also formed close personal relationships with the Jedi, including Ahsoka Tano. The Ahsoka Tano clone troopers were specifically trained to work with Ahsoka. They developed a strong bond with the young Padawan, and they were devastated when she left the Jedi Order. When she returned, they painted their helmets in order to prove their loyalty. The impact on the 501st Battalion on the Clone Wars cannot be overstated. Their victories and contributions helped to bring the war to close and establish the dominance of the Galactic Republic over the Separatist forces. Their bravery and loyalty are a testament to the strength of the clone troopers and their commitment to the cause. Part 4, Order 66. So, the 501st Battalion was among the many clone troopers who received Order 66, a command issued by Chancellor Palpatine to eliminate the Jedi Order. The execution of Order 66 was a pivotal moment in the Star Wars saga and marked a turning point in the fate of the galaxy. Despite their strong bond with the Jedi allies, the 501st Battalion followed the order without hesitation. Led by Captain Rex, the 501st marched on the Jedi Temple and executed any Jedi they encountered. However, the impact of Order 66 was not limited to the Jedi Order. It also had profound effects on the clone troopers themselves, who were forced to turn on their former allies and carry out atrocities they never were able never thought were capable of. Some clone troopers, such as Rex and the Masters of the Bad Batch, were able to resist the programming of Order 66 due to genetic mutations or other factors. However, many other follows the order blindly and carried out the heinous acts against the Jedi. The impact of Order 66 on the 501st Battalion was felt deeply by its members, especially those who had formed close relationships with the Jedi allies such as Ahsoka Tano. The tragedy of Order 66 serves as a reminder of the dangers of blindly following orders and the importance of questioning authority when necessary. In the end, the 501st Battalion's role in carrying out Order 66 is tragic, but the most important part of their legacy. It highlights the complex nature of the clone troopers' loyalty and the difficult decisions that they were forced to make in the face of conflicting allegiances. The legacy. The legacy of the 501st Battalion lives on long after the Clone Wars have ended. Their bravery and loyalty continue to inspire new generations of soldiers, and their impact on the Star Wars saga is undeniable. After the Clone Wars, the 501st Battalion was officially disbanded, but many of its former members continued to serve the newly formed Galactic Empire. But some, like Captain Rex, even decided to leave to join the rebellion in order to fight against the Empire they once served. The 501st Battalion also inspired the creator of other elite clone troopers, such as the Bad Batch and the 212th Attack Battalion. These units inherited the legacy of the 501st and carried out the tradition of excellence in battle. In popular culture, the 501st Battalion has become a beloved part of the Star Wars fandom. The 501st Legion, a real-life organization of Star Wars fans who dress up like stormtroopers and clone troopers for charity events, takes its name and inspiration from the 501st Battalion. Their impacts of the 501st Battalion in the Star Wars saga and on popular culture cannot be overstated. Their legacy is a testament to the bravery and loyalty of the clone troopers and a reminder of the sacrifices that they made in service for a greater cause. In conclusion, the 501st Battalion remains one of the most iconic and important units in the Star Wars universe. Their impact on the Clone Wars, their role in carrying out Order 66, and their long-lasting legacy are all testaments to their significance in the Star Wars canon. Alright, so thank you all for joining us on this journey through the history and impact of the 501st Attack Battalion, from their early days as the struggling Domino Squad to their legendary leadership under Captain Rex and Commander Cody. The 501st Battalion has left an indelible mark on the Clone Wars and the Star Wars saga as a whole. Their bravery, loyalty, and tactile prowess made them one of the most elite and respected units in the Republic's army. The sacrifices they made on the battlefield and the losses they endured were not in vain. They were a ritual part of the Republic's fight against the Separatists and played a pivotal role in the eventual defeat of their enemies. But the legacy of the 501st Battalion is complicated, marked by the eventual role in carrying out Order 66 and the fall of the Jedi Order. It's a reminder that even the most honorable soldiers can be manipulated by those in power. Despite this, the 501st Attack Battalion impact on the Clone Wars and on the Star Wars saga as a whole is undeniable. Their legacy lives on through the surviving members such as Captain Rex and Ahsoka Tano, who continue to fight for what they believe in even after the fall of the Republic. We do hope that you enjoyed learning about the 501st Battalion and their impact on the Clone Wars, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars videos and other pop culture topics, and as always, may the Force be with you.